Hey, comic book, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0 and fans. You're with me, Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back, everybody. Today, what I'm going to be doing is introducing you to a new series, and that is called The Independents. That's right. What this series is going to be about is me reviewing comics from independent writers. That's right, everybody. We are always talking about the big two. We're always talking about Image Comics or Boom Studios or IDW or Dynamite Comics. And stories that are overlooked, some great stories that are overlooked, tend to be from our independent writers out there that are, yes, trying to make it into the industry. And, a lot of the times you find these books at cons or at Free Comic Book Day and things like that. So hopefully what this series provides is that I get people aware of what else is out there besides these big companies, what these independent writers are writing, what their stories are about. So hopefully I can get some independent guys out there that submit their comics to me, and I would love to review them and get people aware of your stories. So if you have any submissions that you want, you can message me in the comments below or send me a personal message in the inbox. And if you want to send me some books, I'll be glad to review them and let the world know that you're out there. So with today's first independent review, we're going to talk about the title known as Rough Draft. That's right, fans. This is written by Corey Evan Lobb. I got this book at MegaCon this past weekend. He actually signed it for me on March 23rd, 2014 at 1 p.m., which is pretty cool. Love the cover here. It's got our main character, front and center, and in the background you see like it's sketched with the landscapings and things like that. So which I thought was really cool. The main character's name is Misty Sullivan. That's the character's name, and the artwork in the actual issue is very simplistic. But don't let the artwork fool you if it's not full of detail or if it seems to be very basic. And at times, there's even a little bit of maybe stick figures going on for and a lot of sketching and things like that, because the story is really told from the author's heart here. And you know what? It may be a little bit cartoony at times, but I really enjoyed, again, the story that was provided here. Now, our character name is Misty Sullivan. And by the way, I just wanted to let you know that Corey Lobb actually drew, wrote, and inked this book. So he had all the duties that you have to do in a comic when you're an independent writer. But going back to the main story, this is about Misty Solomon, excuse me, who is a teacher at a school. And this takes place during World War II. And he gets visited by an army man or a soldier or a marine or whatnot. And he comes face to face with Mr. Solomon, and he gives him the story about how possibly everyone is being drafted into the war. And in this particular issue, our biggest fear, or Mr. Solomon's biggest fear here, is that he's going to be drafted in the war, because that's all you hear is in the radio, on the news. And again, he's a teacher at the National Jewish Boys School, and we find out that he goes to his mailbox each day and he actually checks his mail, and his biggest fear comes true. He winds up getting drafted into the Army or the Marines, whichever corps it is in, and it totally changes his persona. He can't sleep at night. He's paranoid. He's afraid that he's going to die. He can't even shave. He cuts himself. It totally changes the person in every shape or form. And then by the time you get to the end of this issue, you see him going through the process of being enrolled into the Marines or the Army, and you actually see him get to be on the battlefield and what happens to him on the battlefield. So this is a very great issue. Now, the author or the writer of this book actually grew up in South Florida. That's where I grew up as well. He actually went to the same high school as my wife, which is funny, which is Coral Springs High School. And he actually dedicated this book to his grandparents. Here he gives a little dialogue about himself and his inspiration on writing this book. And I thought it was really neat how he dedicated this to his grandparents, who both fought in World War II, which was really awesome. And he gives his persona, the character in this book, is the author, is the writer himself. He plays as the teacher, and he represents himself as if he was going to the war, that he would be deathly afraid. And he explains this story in this comic book. So I thought it was very well written. By the time I got to the end of this, I found myself very vested in Mr. Sullivan, and I wish I could have read more about this particular character, but in the end result, you see the unfortunate happens. If you guys get a chance, please go out and see if you can get a copy of this. This was very well written, very thought of story, and it came true to the heart, and that's what I really appreciated about this. And that's what you get from these independent writers. They pour their heart and soul into this book. If you want to see more of Corey's art, everybody, you can go on to his Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/CoreyLobArt. There, it finally focused. He recently completed a challenge where he actually had to draw, where he drew a hero every single day for 366 days of the year, which I thought was pretty neat. And yeah, he's got some great stuff out there, guys. So again, this was Rough Draft, issue number 1. If I give it a rating, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I would love to see, I always love seeing books in color, maybe a little bit sketchy on the art, but however, the story was told from the heart, and I really appreciate it the most. And we can see the passion that Corey has for this particular book. So guys, as always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. Tell me what you think of this new series in the comments below. And guys, as always, thank you for watching. And until the next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.